Hello and welcome to Hidden Gems. This is Arden Thomas, Cincom Smalltalk Product Manager. Hidden Gems is about showing you capabilities of the product that you may not be aware of, and we want you to be aware of them. Last time, recall that we showed you how to build applications with a custom view. This is what we built. These are the days of the month, and this reacts to the mouse scroll wheel. So I can scroll out and I can scroll in, and it responds immediately, which is pretty neat. This time we're going to enhance that. We're going to display something a little more useful. So here's the new application. Notice it's displaying years. And if I start to scroll in, there we have months with the first letter of each of the month. If we continue to scroll in, now we have weeks. And finally days, and it'll stop at one day. It's today, November 8th. So let's zoom out. So what do we do exactly to enhance that? Well, let's take a look. If you recall, last time we have a date axis app, which has the view that we're drawing in and the date range model. The date range model has the beginning and the ending date and can answer lots of information for us. But the display magic is done right here in my date axis view. Now notice this, last time I had all the drawing right here. One of the things you'll do is you're trying to build something new. You'll get something up and running, the simplest thing that works very quickly and easily. And as you start to add more and more and more, you'll start to refactor and reuse code. And you'll see that in a number of cases here. And so this is the final thing. It says display years, months, weeks, and days on the graphics context. So let's do this. Let's go into display years. I want to show that. We're going to add a breakpoint right here. Then I'm going to come back to our application. I'm going to move the scroll wheel, and boom, I'm right into my live coding. Display symbols will, depending on the area that I have available, give me a list of symbols, years, months, weeks, days that I have room to display. So if I don't have something, I bail immediately. So that's why I'm calling everything here. If I don't have it, I just don't display it. So for years, we get the display symbols. It includes years. Now we get year-end dates, and that should give us exactly what it sounds like. The last day of the year. And I actually enhanced the date range model and some of the methods on date to make it easy to get things like the last day of the year. And then I get a box for years. Now I'm reusing this. This is one of those reusable pieces, box for. And I get all the display symbols. So recall, if I have months, the top will be here, the bottom will be here, and the years, so what I basically need to know for the box is the top and the bottom for a prototypical box for displaying that granularity of the date. So I get my display symbols, which will just be years. Let's take a look at that. Years. Then I see where the index. So the index is 1 because I only have one thing. And basically what I'm ending up with here is figuring out what my top and bottom are. So the left and the right, which are zeros right there, right now, we're going to fill in as we draw it. So I have the year box. And then what I'm going to do, I'm going to get the right wall for that date. And the left starts out as 0. Fill in that information for the box, the left and the right, display the box, display the year, and then display the year text, and then the left becomes the right, and then I figure out the next right. So the left becomes the left and the right, and then the left next time becomes the left, and we figure out the next right. And that's it. And right wall for, we get all the dates in the model. Let's check that out. Dates. Those are all the dates in the model from from the beginning, every weekday that we're displaying. We find the index, and then basically we figure out the percentage it is in our of all the dates, and what our bounds width, and we multiply that, the percentage, by the bounds width, and that tells us where the right wall is. So let's take a look at that. Oh, for this one we have 0. Let's do the next one, and the right wall is 78. Okay, so we'll go through those and display those. What else is interesting? For months, so again, if display symbols does not include the months, we bail immediately. We get the month and dates, so we can get the right wall for each one of those. We do just a little more here. We have show full month, depending on the size. Now, if it's show full month, we show the whole month name, EOM month name as composed text, or if we don't, EOM month name copy from 1 to 1, which is the first letter of the month, which we saw earlier. We display that text, the left. So this is basically the same code for each of these. So we reuse that. I suppose we could probably even further refine this if I wanted to have one method that does this and pass in some parameters to do that. But this is where I got to right now. Display weeks, display days. And again, if it's not in there, we bail immediately. And that is basically how that is done. So what are we going to use this for? Well, if you recall before, let's take our simple chart app and display that. So we're displaying some points, but what I'd like to do is next time we'll take this app and create a new app that combines this display chart, this graph chart, with a date axis that we can scroll in on and have a more usable chart. Well, also, this is only 20 or 30 days of data. We'll get a lot more data and start to make this more usable, more pragmatic, and more interesting. But we're just taking pieces, little pieces, building them up, and doing that. So I hope you enjoy this as much as I do, and the capabilities to quickly respond to the mouse input and display things. And you can build all kinds of custom things for exactly what you want for your application, which is one of the great things about using these Smalltalk products. So if you have any suggestions, questions, please send them to athomas@cincom.com. And until next time, have a great time with Smalltalk. Thank you.